Chapter 2, Help Me from Going Berserk. The next day in class, Deku is very confused. His head spins with yesterday's events in that alley, but also with what is currently happening right now. Usually when the scruffy brunette walks into class, he is met with Katsuki-Kun tripping him and the snickers that follow. If Bakugo isn't physically doing anything to the brunette, he is usually glaring or flashing one of those smirks that just screams "I'm better than you." But none of those things happened. Not at all. Not only is he ignoring him, but Izuku can tell he is trying to avoid eye contact. And he's not the only one either. A few people from the track team that were in that alley are also in his morning class. They are avoiding Deku's eyes like he's a goddamn Enderman. Deku tries to process everything. For starters, how he's instilled the fear of God, not only into a group of bullies, but the king of the school himself. But most of all, he's still trying to get that look on Bakugo's face out of his head. I've never, in a decade of knowing Katsuki-Kun, have seen that look from him. Complete and utter terror. And the worst part of it all is that it was directed at me. Bakugo Katsuki has not laid a finger on him all day. He hasn't done his normal routines of beating him up in between classes, at lunch, or even after school. Now shouldn't Izuku Midoriya be glad that his bully has taken a break of beating him senseless into the ground? No, he isn't. Not one bit. Deku is walking home from school with internal dread pooling up in his stomach. Why hasn't he done anything? He should be furious. Izuku freaking Midoriya, quirkless nobody, saved him. And if there's one thing I know that Katsuki-Kun hates, it's people helping him. So why hasn't he gotten back at me? I was expecting to get hurt more today by him than ever before. I guess I got my hopes up. I just really wanted to feel his fist pounding repeatedly into me until I bleed. I wanted to feel him burn my skin and leave those beautiful scars. He is drooling just thinking about it. When Izuku arrives at his house, he tosses his shoes beside the door and heads straight into his bedroom. He tries to take his mind off things by watching funny animal videos. The ones with cats jumping from cucumbers they think are snakes, or pigeons stealing people's food. He just needs a minute to relax a bit before he has to face his problems. Deku decides that it's about time he gets his lazy butt up and does his schoolwork. He's been watching videos for a couple hours and he knows that he really should get up now. And so that is exactly what he does. He gets out of his comfy warm bed and heads over to his highlighter yellow backpack. He unzips the horribly ugly thing and grabs the following: scrap paper, pencil, eraser, and a couple of textbooks. He goes to his desk and opens his computer to get started. He tries not to think about Katsuki-Kun because he knows it will only make him upset. But for some reason, the harder you try not to think about something, the more your brain wants to think about it. And so Izuku does. The one thing I had is now gone. After our friendship ended, his beatings were the only thing I had. The last thing to get close to him, and now it's gone. And I have no clue if I will ever get it back. Deku is in the depths of despair. He starts to cry. He lets it all out. The fact that he was the reason for their lost friendship, and the fact that he was also the reason for the end of his beatings. He can't take it anymore. Damn it. He starts taking his anger out on his surroundings. Tearing his bed apart, breaking action figures, ripping posters, and punching the wall. He hits the wall over and over and over until his knuckles are bloodied and bruised. Why? I had one thing in my pathetic life and now it's gone. Just then something familiar happens. His world turns red. It's happening again. Izuku rushes out of his bedroom and into the bathroom. He is met with an odd sight in the bathroom mirror. His eyes are red, blood red. What the hell is happening to me? He asks the air with exasperated breath. He hears the sound of soft knuckles hit the door. Izuku sweetie. Dinner's done and I made your favorite, Inko informs her son. I'll be out in a sec, Izuku responds. Okay, but don't be too long or your dinner will get cold. Deku exits the bathroom. He makes his way to the kitchen. I have to tell her what's going on with me. She deserves to know. And honestly, I'm scared of whatever the hell this is. I need someone to help me. Izuku decides he is going to get her help. Mom, there's something I need to tell you. What is it, Izu? She cuts herself off. Well, something really weird has been happening and I don't know how to stay back. Get away. Please, don't hurt me. Izuku is cut off by his mother's screams and pleading. Wait, Mom, I get out, get out, get out. Leave. You're not welcomed here. His mother's face has pure horror and terror painted on it. Just like the guys from the Ally. Izuku turns and runs out the door. He doesn't look back. The brunette is crying and sniffling as he runs. He doesn't know where he's going or when he'll stop running. He doesn't think of anything. Instead he just runs. And runs. And runs, and runs, and runs. He only stops because he feels like he is in some place familiar. And that's because he is. He knows this neighborhood far too well from when he was a kid. And he looks just up the street and there it is. He walks up to the familiar house. Of course he's here of all places. His subconscious knew exactly where it was going even if he didn't. He's at Bakugo Katsuki's house. What the hell am I doing? Izuku, once again, asks the space of nothingness. You know what? Fuck it. He walks up the bluish-gray porch steps and to the front door. He rings the doorbell then waits. Katsuki's house is really nice. His parents are fashion designers so they make really good money. The house is big and painted a cream color white with a gray tile roof. The porch stretches practically all the way around the house. They have hedges and even a 9-foot deep saltwater pool in the back. Yeah. They are absolutely fucking loaded. The one who answers the door is no other than the explosive blonde himself. Who the hell is it? It's fucking late, you stupid piece of. Hey Katsuki, can I come in? I need to talk to you. The scruffy brunette makes his way inside the house and closes the door behind him. Something really weird happened to me and I think you're the cause of it. And Izuku stops talking in order to observe the boy in front of him. He has that same look that Izuku Midoriya has just recently become accustomed to. Bakugo is shaking again but this time he stays silent. Deku's never seen the blonde this quiet. Hey brat, who ringed the doorbell? What'd I tell you about having friends over this? Exclamation point. The moment Mitsuki looks at Midoriya all of the plates she was carrying fall out of her hands and crash to the ground. Katsuki grabs Midoriya's wrist and drags him upstairs and into his room. He shuts the door. I don't know why you're here but please leave her out of this. If you're going to hurt anyone, hurt me, Bakugo pleads to the brunette. Bakugo, I'm not here to hurt you or anybody. I need your help. Deku goes forward towards the explosive blonde. Bakugo backs up away from him until he is pushing himself against the corner of the wall in his bedroom. I can't help you, the blonde retorts. Katsuki, please. Wait, let me try something. Izuku does what he did in that alley. He tries to calm himself down by closing his eyes and focusing on his breathing and then the same effect happens. The world is once again not red. Bakugo, whatever this is, it was caused by you. I felt it unlock inside of me yesterday. You were getting hurt and you were in trouble. I couldn't control myself any longer. And that's when it happened. Izuku doesn't know if Katsuki can really help him or not. But if anyone can it would be him. Katsuki is the smartest, most talented guy he knows. Not to mention also the hottest. Okay, that's fucking it. What the actual hell? I felt myself drowning in fear and no, I'm perfectly fine. What the fuck did you do to me, nerd? Bakugo is back to his relatively normal self. He is no longer hugging the damn wall for starters. So in Deku's book he calls that a success. This has to be the work of a fucking quirk. But you're quirkless unless Bakugo pauses with a pensive look on him. Unless what? Midoriya pleads. Unless you've just now met the needed activation requirements for your quirk. That's ridiculous, Katsuki, I don't have a quirk. Dot. 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 Well, obviously you do. How the hell do you explain what happened in that damn alley? Trust me, nerd, from someone who has been under the effects of it, it's definitely a quirk. Bakugo has a good point there. I don't care what it is. I need your help getting rid of it. Bakugo looks pensive again. He considers Deku's request. Fine. But I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing it for myself. You don't know what it feels like to be on the other side of that quirk. Bakugo has a pained expression. Even if it's not for me, thank you. I can't tell you how much this means to me. All right, I said I'll help you or whatever, so get your ass back home already. Bakugo's thumbs toward the door. Actually, about that, I sorta can't, the brunette shamefully admits. What do you mean you can't? Well, I sorta went all berserker eyes on my mum and she kinda kicked me out of the house. I know she wasn't in the right state of mind, but it still hurt. Now Deku's the one with the pained expression. Katsuki groans and opens his bedroom door. Ugh, Finai, Bakugo reluctantly says. Fine, fine. What the brunette asks. You can stay the night on 2 conditions. 1, you sleep in the guest bedroom. And 2, you go apologize to the old hag, Bakugo says with his arms crossed. Auntie Mitsuki, you are right though. I probably should go apologize, Izuku admits, shamefully. Damn right you should, the blonde agrees. They walk out of the bedroom and down the stairs. The floor of the dining room is a nice expensive dark oak with a big table in the center to match it. The table has flowers, glasses, and candles in the middle of it, with a great chandelier hung above it. Izuku walks up to Auntie Mitsuki slow and carefully as to not startle her again. Hey Auntie Midoriya asks. Oh, Izuku. I'm so sorry for earlier, kiddo. I don't have a clue as to what came over me, Mitsuki responds in her normal Mitsuki nature. It makes Izuku sigh in absolute relief. Sorry about that, Izuku amends. Not your fault, kiddo. So, what did you want to talk about? Actually, old hag, I was wondering if Deku could take the guest bedroom. It's a Friday, so it shouldn't be a problem. Right, Katsuki asks. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. There are pillows and blankets in the closet upstairs. Katsuki, go show him to them, the blonde reluctantly responds. Yeah. Over here, nerd. The two of them head up the stairs to fetch some blankets and then they head to the guest room. For a room none of the members of the house actually use, it's really nice. With tan walls, a bedside table, and a reading lamp on it. The window has a velvet black curtain hanging from it too. And here we are, mi casa es su casa, I guess. You can make your own damn bed, shitty nerd. Bakugo tosses Izuku the blankets and Izuku puts them on the bed. Hey Kachan. What is it, shitty nerd? The brunette speaks his next words with an heartwarming smile. Thank you. Good night, Kachan. Yeah, whatever, the blonde says as if it was a chore. But Deku sees the smile the blonde tries to conceal on his way out.